Sarah's Stamping Retreat. Today I'm going to be creating a twist and pop card using these Happy Christmas papers. I'm going to use this one here and this stamp set called Gnome Tis the Season. I'm going to be using this penguin stamp for this. And the twist and pop card isn't something I've tried before. I've seen it around a few places. The first place I saw it was with Sam from Mixed Up Craft, but I know that she saw it somewhere else as well, so I'll link her video below. So I'm going to use this green paper. I'm going to need 3 sheets of this. I've cut those down to 5 3/4 inches square, and I'm going to just glue those, one to the front and the other 2 inside the card. So we're going to have it this way up. So then I've got my Polkadoodles circles dies. I'm going to use these 2 biggest ones. So I'm going to use the smaller of the 2 to cut a circle in the centre of that card front. So don't forget to run it under your die cutting machine with the card open, otherwise you'll cut through the back as well. So then I've cut out my aperture, and I've also cut out a piece of Nina Solar White cardstock using the same size die. And I'm going to ink up my penguin stamp using my jet black ink. And then I'm also going to stamp it onto a spare piece of white cardstock. So all I need from this image are this penguin that's kind of getting out of the sleigh and these presents here. So that's all I'm going to colour on this image, and then I'm going to colour the whole of this image. And I'm going to be using my Island Garden Altenew markers, my Space Garden Altenew markers, and my dark black stamping bend. I started there and then realised I don't actually need that. And I've actually decided that I want to stamp that front parcel one more time so I can get 3 layers out of that. And then I'm just going to outline the image with this B001 just to make it stand off the page a little bit. And then I'm just going to cut out these extra bits that I've coloured in on this sheet. So then I'm just going to pop those extra bits up on dimensionals. Just cut these teeny tiny bits off for the hand and the foot. And then I'm going to glue on my frames. I've made 2 frames from silver glitter cardstock. And this is the Craft Artist No Shade glitter cardstock. And so I taped my 2 larger circles dies together. So the middle one's the one that we used for the aperture, and then this one's the largest of the pack of 4 I showed you earlier. So I've taped those 2 together, and I've run it through the machine like that so that I get a frame. So I've got these 2 frames, and I'm going to glue one on the outside and one on the inside. So then you want to measure this from here to here. Mine's about 1¼ inches, and you want to create a piece of cardstock that is 4 times that. So mine is 5 inches because it's 4 times 1¼ inches by 2 inches. And then I'm going to score it at 1¼ at 2½, at 3 3/4. So 1¼ was this gap here, so I've gone in multiples of 1¼ If yours was 1 inch, then you'd want to score it at 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, and then your piece would be 4 inches long. So I hope that makes sense. Now I'm just going to fold along these score lines, and then I've got this piece which is 2 times that length, so 1¼ plus 1¼ is 2½ by 1/2 inch. I'm just going to score that at 1¼ I'm just going to put this inside. You can see I made a bit of a mistake here. Like I was saying at the beginning, this is the first time I've made this, and so I made a mistake the first time. So I'm just putting glue on this top one section. Do you see there? So I had to tear it out, but it's fine because I'm going to cover it over anyway, so I'm not worried about that. And then I'm just going to do this at the top, and then I'm going to fold that in half like that, pull that down and just stick it on. Then I'm going to just glue on 1/2 of this piece here, and then I'm going to stick that on there so that this piece is facing up against me. The key to this is that you've got that you can see a little bit of this score line here. That's what I did wrong the first time. My score line was up here, so you need to be able to see a bit of this score line here. And then I'm just going to put a bit of glue on there. I'm going to pop this into this hole, and then when you open the card, this bit pops up nicely. So then I'm going to stamp my 'Tis the Season sentiment, which is just from the same stamp set. And this block is way too big for this stamp, but I'm being a bit lazy, so I just have to hope that I don't mess up. If you're new to stamping, then the best thing to do is to use a block that is as close to the size of your stamp as you can, because that's the way you're most likely to get the best impression. So I need 2 of these, one for the outside and one for the inside. I'm not going to use the first one I stamped because I'm not quite happy with how it's stamped. I'm happy with the other 2, so I'm going to cut those out. And actually, before I do that, I'm just going to colour in the little holly and berries. I'm just going to cut around there. Then I'm just going to add some double-sided foam pads to the back there. And then I've just got some of this ribbon, and I'm just going to pop some double-sided tape across there. And then I'm going to pop the ribbon across. And then I'll just trim it off around the back. So then I can just glue this onto there. So then we've got our cute colourful card. And then when you open it up, it looks like that. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed today's project. If you did, I'd appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future projects. If you click the bell button and select all, then YouTube will also notify you when I've got new videos available. All of the products that I've used for today's card are listed in the description below, and there's also a version of the product list over on my blog if that's easier to find what you want. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.